You're watching Leading Through People Best Practices. I'm your host, Hank Boyer, and today we're talking about making great hiring decisions, something that every single employer is looking to do. I oftentimes get questions about turnover and the quality of hire, but the bottom line question is, how can we make consistently good hiring decisions? The first question I need to find out the answer to is this: what's your current recruiting and hiring process? Because the current recruiting and hiring process is going to tell me where there's opportunities to improve the overall quality of hire and the consistency of good hire decisions. Now, sometimes in that questioning with clients, they tell me that the basis for many of their hiring decisions is emotion. They need to feel good about a candidate. Unfortunately, emotional-based hiring decisions do not have a good track record. They usually don't work out, and they cost an awful lot. Well, what am I talking about with this cost? Well, first of all, let's assume AJ here is someone that has just been hired for a technical position. Now, we don't know whether AJ is going to work out or not. He may be somebody that's a good hire that quits, or he might be a bad hire that we never should have hired. Well, if he's a good hire that quits, he's going to cost between 20% and 150% of his total annual compensation to replace him, depending on where I can find him, how long it's going to take me to find someone of similar skills, and what that cost is going to be. On the other hand, if he's a bad hire, I'm not going to know for 6 months, and by then, the cost is going to be between 200 and 300% of total annual compensation. Very, very high costs. So where are mistakes being made in the hiring process? Well, here are the top 4 that we see all the time. First of all, beginning a recruitment without having specific criteria for the person being recruited. We need to know exactly what we're recruiting for in order to be able to find the right people. So non-specific criteria is a no-no. Major mistake. Second major mistake is hiring on emotion instead of having a plan. The whole hiring process needs to be planned out, and there is a process, and so following that process is the best way to make consistently good hiring decisions. The third area of failure in hiring comes with superficial evaluation of candidates, because candidates are becoming better and better at answering the questions that they're being asked. So we need to do deeper questions, better questions, and we need to use things like assessments that are going to reveal the real person that you're going to consider to hire. So with these factors, you bring somebody on board that's a good hire, and then the failure could be in the poor onboarding process. You need a full process to onboard that person to get them up to speed, because many good people leave because of poor onboarding processes. So here's what we're going to recommend for the hiring factors that you should consider whenever you make the hiring decision. First is, what's the past experience of the candidate, especially what work have they done that's similar to what they're going to do and similar responsibilities, because the best predictor of future performance is going to be past performance. And speaking of past performance, how are you going to measure and substantiate that candidate's deliverables, what they've actually achieved in past situations? That's an important factor. A third is, how are you going to treat the interview process? 2, 3, 4 interviews are great, but you need to have a process to score all candidates consistently so that you can arrive at an objective decision when you hire them. Fourth, assessments. I can learn more in an assessment than I can learn in 5 hours of interviewing a candidate at a fraction of the cost. Candidate fit, a crucial area. How do they fit with the team? How do they fit with the culture? Are they one of us? And how are they going to fit with the people with whom they're going to interface, like customers? Don't overlook things like references and background checks, because they're going to reveal the kind of person that you're bringing into your organization. These are 7 of the 8. And so guess what? The 8th is emotion. Gut instinct is a factor, but only one of 8 factors, and it's a tiebreaker in the instance where you have multiple people that you're scoring very closely. Bottom line is this: it's the combination of all the factors, not just 1 or 2. All the factors will help you make consistently great hiring decisions. Now, If you like what you've learned today about hiring practices and you want to learn more best practices, please visit BoyerManagement.com. You'll see 2 award-winning programs that we offer, Leading Through People and B2B Sales Essentials, that will teach you more best practices so you can help make your organization fantastic. For Leading Through People, Best Practices, this is Hank Boyer wishing you a great day, and remember, make today fantastic.